Howdy ladies and gents, Casual Gaming Dad here. I'm just going to make a quick video with an update following my last one regarding me purchasing Tesla's Full Self-Driving. Again, if you're not interested, obviously just click away from this video and whatnot. But if you can see from the title, I do have some important information regarding insurance coverage and regarding FSD, specifically the full outright purchase, the $8,000 purchase. Because I did get a comment asking this question, and well, I decided to call my own insurance and talk to them about it. And just for reference, for context, I am insured through Costco's Auto and Home. I have a bundle together, but it's called, they've recently rebranded to American Family Insurance. It used to be Ameriprise Connect, I believe was the name. Anyways, I called them, I asked them about it, told them about my situation, told them about the purchase, told them the cost, and told them about my concern. So what happens if I buy it, which I'm still planning to buy. There's been a little bit of a snafu with that, with the credit card I applied for. I'm still waiting on, but still planning to get it. And anyway, so I told them, and I said, so what happens if I buy it and in a day, a week, a month, a year, my car gets totaled? How's that handled, you know? And they said, well, that I would have to add the FSD as, I can't remember the exact language she used, what it was called, but it was basically a category of, I'm drawing a blank. It's kind of like a modification to the vehicle, if you will. So it's basically like an added protection. So I'm asking for an additional $8,000 worth of coverage, so that if I have that, the car is totaled, that I will be paid out that amount, right? And so the difference in my premium is, she quoted me at $118 for every 6 months. So that's just under $20 a month. So when you think about it that way, right, because that's important to consider. If that's something you want for peace of mind, which I know that I probably would do. I don't know if I'd do it for, I would say indefinitely, right? I'd have to think about that one, but I'd say initially for sure that's something I'd want to do. But right now, FSD is $99 to subscribe to. So I'm going to be paying $20, right? That means it's almost like I would be paying, now I have to compare it, the $8,000 purchase broken down, along with, you know, the credit card, you know, bonuses I would get and the credit referral I have. Now I have to include that, as you know, because that's an opportunity, that's a payment I'm making, so I have to include that in my calculation, if you will. And if I were to pay that premium for the 69 months, don't laugh about that number, because that's the amount I'd be paying roughly, is about $6,900. If I were to equate that, $99 a month, 69 months, and I take that extra $20 that I'm paying on top of that, and you multiply that by 69, that is about $1,357. I did the exact number, I think it was like $19.66 or whatever. So $1,357 on top of what I pay, which would be like, even with the, you know, the reduced cost of the $8,000 that I'd be paying because of the credit card, it would be as if I paid about $82.57, right? Roughly. $82.50, let's just say that, right? So I'd still be paying over $8,000, which means then, instead of considering that it would take me 69 months to recoup, so to speak, that it would go back to like the 80 or 82 months, right? But again, that's assuming that I would do the coverage for the entirety, right, of the time, like the 69 or 70 months, right? I probably wouldn't, you know, and I'll tell you why I wouldn't. And the reason is because I expect that the value of the car, now they're worth about $2,000 more on average. If you take a car with the exact same specs, roughly the same miles, and you compare it to an identical one, I think that it's going to be worth paying it the entire time. It remains to be seen how much they're going to go up. If I were to guess, I'd say probably more like $4 or $5 grand, you know, maybe more than that, maybe a little less, I don't know, but it'll definitely go up. Because think about human psychology, right? When people can't get something and there's something available that you were grandfathered into, that's going to make it more valuable, right? And that's only going to be the case as it gets better. Because if, for example, Tesla gives everyone who's purchased it outright, unsupervised, that's going to make them worth even more. So the point is in the long run, the car's going to be worth more. I have no doubt about that. Now, in the short term, not necessarily, right? So I would probably guess that I would, at the very least, I'd probably start with a year. Probably keep it for, the remainder of this year. Very likely the second year. I don't know about after that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's worth it at that point because, again, I think the car is going to be worth more anyways, and I'd be able to recoup the cost. The most annoying thing about that, if it would happen, is that I wouldn't be able to buy it again, right? Even I'd get my money back, I'd have to just use that to subscribe, which if that's what I'd have to do, so be it. But anyways, just wanted to put that out there because I think that we still have some time to decide. Remember that it's until February 14th. That's how it's specifically worded, which means you need to make that purchase by the end of the day on February 13th, not the 14th. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't wait, because I think there's going to be there's undoubtedly going to be some people who don't read that correctly and will want to buy it, and they will wait till the 14th and they'll realize they can't buy it anymore, right? But so we have a little bit over a week now to go, and if this is something that's in the back of your mind, call your insurance company and ask them about it, okay? Because not all insurance companies will handle it the same. Maybe some of them will say, we don't cover that period, it's a software, right? But it seems like American Family does cover it that way. And so if you happen to have that insurance, then rest assured, that's probably what it is. I would still recommend you call. I would still call, still ask, make sure you get that answer from them and add it to your insurance, because that's what I will be doing once I make. Hope you're well. Take care for now. Bye-bye.